Hey there, it's Liza here, and I'm super happy to welcome you to our weekly live stream. So this live stream is provided by ITTT, International TEFL, and TESOL certification training. If you haven't watched our recent live streams, please feel free to go to one of our social networks and check out the previous videos. Because we usually try to give you some value and we share really useful topics on the regular basis. And today's live stream is going to be devoted to creating lessons based on videos. And I'm going to change the size of the slide right now. Let me know, guys, if you see and hear me clearly. There is a comment section in the live stream. So feel free to write down, type in any words, any I don't know, any greetings there, so that I know that someone is there and someone is watching. It's always easier to communicate with the audience when you know that you are not alone, okay? So again, if you don't know me, my name is Liza, and I'm a TEFL and TESOL expert at ITTT. I'm also an online ESL teacher. So that's it, and we are actually ready to start. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know, where are you from? So I am based in Yekaterinburg, Russia. It's in the Ural region of Russia, pretty far from Moscow. Well, but it is still a really nice place to live. Let me know, where are you from, and at what stage of your TEFL career are you? Hello, guys. So there are people from Saudi Arabia, from Japan, and from Turkey. Nice, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So, as I've already mentioned, today's live stream is devoted to creating lessons based on videos. Thank you so much for sharing your locations. I can see that we are truly global, and it's so awesome. Here is today's agenda. I've decided that it is always better to provide some information on the plan for the stream. So that's some of my adjustments. Today's live session will take approximately 40 or 45 minutes, depending on how much questions you guys will have, supposedly. So first of all, we will talk about some general questions related to planning lessons, not just video-based lessons, but lessons in general. Then we will look at how to pick up the most appropriate contents for your video lessons. And the last point I'm going to share is showing you the way I design such lessons. So that's it. Let's get started. So as I've already mentioned, when we start planning our lessons, not necessarily video-based lessons, but any lessons, we have to consider two main points, I believe. So they are here just in front of you. So when you plan your lessons from scratch, it is always important to consider what audience your lessons are devoted to. For example, if you teach young children, you have to keep it in mind, you have to bear it in mind, because some of the contents will not suit this audience. It's probably pretty obvious, though. So The next point is going to be what are the teaching goals, and it's also extremely important because if you don't know what points you are going to teach, it's kind of hard to decide on the materials and on the lesson designing in general. So just bear these two things in mind. And when it comes to narrowing down those two previous things, I would say that when you start thinking of your teaching points, it is always necessary to decide what type of lesson you're going to deliver. Either it is topic-based or it is skill-based. So topic-based lessons are usually circled around some specific themes, like, for example, clothes or food or whatever comes to your mind. And in general, it's going to be focused on some specific vocabulary. Sometimes it also includes grammar, because some grammatical points are easier to be taught in terms of specific topics. And if you circle your lessons around some specific skills, such as speaking or listening, it's another way to approach planning your video-based lessons as well. And to be more specific, let me just show you what I mean. So, for example, if we take topic-based lessons and move on to the lesson stage planning, we are probably going to look at engage stage, study stage, and activate stage. And here it is the time to decide when to demonstrate your video. And basically, as for me, if you, for example, decide to circle your lesson around some topics, I would probably put your videos either on the engage stage or as a main part of your lesson delivery. Sometimes it is also possible to put it as a practical point, but it really depends on the content. So, and when it comes to picking the right videos, the best resources are just all over you. I usually choose videos searching YouTube and even TikTok. But as for some specific vocabulary and themes, TED Talk, TEDtalk.org, as far as I remember, is probably the best resource because it contains so many outstanding video materials which you can adjust to whatever teaching points you need. And I would probably recommend that you use authentic materials instead of some adjusted materials. That's just my point of view. It doesn't necessarily be in your case. If you know that your students are, for example, beginners, and it is a little bit challenging for them to understand authentic materials, then it is okay to pick out some adjusted materials as well. So it's not a problem, actually. You can be flexible here, so no problem here. And right now, I would like to demonstrate how I actually design a lesson based on this topic. if you look at this picture, you probably get the general idea of the topic of my lesson. So it's going to be devoted to recycling and ecology. I really like this topic because it is so so flexible as well, and it is extremely extensive. There are so many different points to discuss with your students usually when it comes to recycling and ecological problems and environmental issues. So I have decided that my videos are going to be a part of a lead-in, and this is how I organized this part. So it's the engagement stage of my lesson, and yeah, that's it. So if you know, if you've already seen my previous live streams, you probably know that I am a fan of Miro. It's an online collaborative whiteboard, and I use this whiteboard to store and share materials with my students. And it is super convenient because we can basically collaborate during the class. So that is why I'm using this one here as well. So I decided to structure my lead-in this way. So I've picked a really outstanding character. Most of the students know this girl, and they know that they associate her with ecology and recycling, environmental issues, whatever. So I decided to use her pictures to make it more personal and to help my teenage students feel like they are on the same page, because the girl is like of the same age as them. So it's kind of interesting to personalize lessons as well. So I picked out several TikTok videos. I'm going to demonstrate them just in a moment. But before I do that, I just want to show you how to assimilate them in your lead-in part. So I decided to use this speech bulb as well and ask them some questions related to the videos that they are going to observe. And right now, just let me quickly change the slide. Not actually the slide. I'm going to share my screen once again and to show how I basically pick out the videos. So the resource I'm going to use is TikTok. But you can use whatever resources you like. There are so many videos just around you, so don't limit yourself. So I should say that the browser version of TikTok isn't that convenient. So I have already picked out, I have already found several interesting videos, and I'm going to show you some of them and explain my idea. But basically, if you look for videos on TikTok, you have to consider some specific keywords. For example, in this case, in the case of environmental issues, recycling, and stuff like that, I used such keywords particularly. So recycling or recycle, and it gives different, it shows different results. But yeah, when you use TikTok from your browser, it's not convenient that much, because you have to open the profiles it shows you. So it's not that convenient. So I would recommend you using your cell phone. So the application, the TikTok application for a cell phone, and use the same strategy, like search for specific keywords, and then just check out all of the videos it sends you, it shows you. But with the browser version, it's just super inconvenient because you have to open each profile like this. And it takes some time, especially if there are too many videos. Yeah, you just spend a lot of time looking for the most appropriate one. So, as I've mentioned, I have already found several videos. Oops, that was my video. So I've found several videos related to the topic. I liked them. I also downloaded them on my cell phone and on my PC. It is possible on TikTok, so it's a really convenient resource because you can save the most interesting videos, and yeah, and that's it. And then you can use them. So I'm going to start with this one. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can share the audio, but the main idea of the video that first of all, it shows up different environmental problems like pollution and stuff like that. And then on the contrary, it shows some eco habits. It doesn't contain any English subtitles or something, because it's just the first video I'm going to show. And then I'd probably go to the next one, which is some recycling facts. This video is really nice because the guy speaks great English. His pronunciation is cool, and there are also subtitles provided. So it's easier for teenagers or maybe young adults. It's probably the same. So it's easier for teenagers and adults comprehend the main idea. And then I'd probably move on to some more specific videos like this one. It is related to composting, which is one of the ways to recycle some specific types of waste. And the last one is probably going to be this. So there are also subtitles, and it is also vocalized, but the voice which is used in the video is electronic, probably. So from this perspective, it is probably not the best video. But anyways, it is straight to the point, and it contains some specific information related to the topic. So yeah, that's it. These are the videos I'm going to use for the lesson. And if, yeah, let me just change the slide once again. Let me change the screen once again. And I'm going to show you my Miro right now. So this is the way I store the materials, and this is my prop right now. So probably the one and only issue with Miro is that it is impossible to place videos right here if they are not from YouTube. So, for example, if you want to share a YouTube video, then it's super convenient. But with TikTok, it's not that convenient because you can't place saved videos here. So you just can't upload them. But with YouTube, there is an in-frame code feature. So you just click on it and you input the direct link, but probably it's also possible with TikTok. Let me just try it right now. There is actually a code on TikTok as well. So let's try. No, unfortunately, it's impossible. So this feature works with YouTube, Vimeo, what else? Some other, like SlideShare, some other resources. And if you place a YouTube video here, your students can actually access it right here on the board. So they don't need to go anywhere else. They don't need to open any specific, any different tabs, and you don't need to share your screen. So you basically save your time on doing this stuff. But it's okay for me. So with these TikTok videos, I'm just going to share my screen and show the videos to the students. And when we're done watching, I'm going to ask these 3 questions. And the last question is actually really specific because it is related to one of the video's content. And I believe that this idea of eco-bricking is not that common to the environmental issues topic. And this is something to dwell upon with the students and and discuss with them. So this is the way I am going to use TikTok videos as a part of my leading. So it doesn't mean that these videos are the main part of the lesson. They are actually just used for engagement. However, you can put your video materials at whatever stage you like. So if you want your students to learn from the videos, they can be placed at the study stage, for example. So it's basically up to you. Sometimes, for example, if your videos are related to teaching listening skills, they can be placed as a study stage or even as an activate stage if the point of the lesson is to teach listening, right? So probably as a final stage of the lesson, you can assign them with some activating activities like, I don't know, listen for some specific words, listen for some specific ideas, and then you circle your lesson around those things as well. And let me move back to the main slides. Let me just change the screen. Okay. So here we go. All right. As for the next steps for the lesson, so right now I have prepared just the lead-in, but as I've mentioned, it's not the only part of the lesson. Then because my lesson is related to a specific topic, I'm going to teach the topical vocabulary at the study stage. Probably it's a great idea to use some additional tools like Quizlet, for example, to pre-teach some specific words. Oh, sorry, just some lost connection. Okay, and then as the activate stage, I'm going to share a text related to the same topic, which contains the words from the study stage. And by the way, let me just share this outstanding resource. I really liked it because it is basically related to the point of recycling and this thing, eco bricking. So when I found those TikTok videos, I just decided that it is a really interesting topic, and I started searching the net to find more information related to eco bricking, and I found that website. Yeah, let me share it. It is called ecobricks.org. So this is where I'm going to teach my, not teach, this is the website I'm going to use to share texts and give this reading comprehension. So the next steps of the lesson are going to be devoted to the texts from this website. And because it is in English, so the main language is English, yeah, it's super convenient, and this resource is just full of specific words and useful vocabulary. So that's probably it. Yeah, in terms of the main part of my presentation. But if you guys have any further questions related to today's point, feel free to ask me. Feel free to share your ideas and your opinions. And if you want to see the result of today's lesson, if you want to see the final result of the lesson I've been planning with you, feel free to share, feel free to follow my Facebook group, yeah, to join my Facebook group. I'm not that active on that group yet, but I have a lot of plans. I want to use it as a place to communicate with you. I try to share some important stuff from time to time there, some knowledge and experience. So if you think that you would like to communicate with me, just feel free to follow the group. Yeah, you can use the link from the chat box as well. Yeah, and let's move on. I know that probably it's a little bit too difficult, too challenging to plan your lessons from scratch and to look for useful videos and some other materials, design everything on your own. So I'd recommend you several resources which have already contained the video materials. So the first one is really awesome if you teach adults and maybe teenagers, but all the teenagers. So ESL Brains is just an outstanding resource with lots of lesson plans based on videos. I strongly recommend you this resource, but it is not for free, so you have to subscribe, but the subscription is really cheap. I believe it's just $12 for the pro version, $12 a month. So I really like this resource. Let me see if I have any lessons saved from this one to show you how it looks. And also, yeah, also it's a great idea to use it's a great idea to use BBC 6-Minute English because there are also lesson plans with videos or audios. So why not? Especially if you like, if you prefer the British variant of English, yeah, BBC 6-Minute English is just awesome. And the last one is Ingvid, but this resource is related to some specific materials, like topics related to grammar and vocabulary. And in the videos, some native speakers explain how to understand this or that. So it is also possible to adjust this resource to your lesson plan. Just check out this website and see if you like it. Okay, and let me just show you, let me just show you how lesson plans from ESL Brains look like, because they are really fascinating. And I'd say that my adult students, like especially those who are at the B1, B2 level, they really like those materials because they're super engaging, and topics are really related to them. Like topics are not for kids or for lower levels of students. Yeah, you know. Okay, so they basically have different variants of lesson plans. You can either download their PDF versions, but they also have this Google Slides, which is super convenient because you can save them and store on your computer. Yeah, and yeah, so this topic, the smartphone problem, is also video related, but the video is used as a study stage. Probably no, not as a study stage, as an engage stage, because before that you pre-teach the specific vocabulary. Yeah, like this. Students do some tasks at the study stage, and then they watch the video and try to listen for specific ideas, specific information, and they basically need this vocabulary from the previous phase. And it finishes with with the discussion, yeah, and some grammar points. And that's pretty much. So this is the way ESL Brains lesson plans look like, and I really like this resource because it is rather cheap and super convenient for busy teachers. And also, as for some other materials, like where to find lesson plans which are ready to be used, I'd say that there are many nice lesson plans on Teachers Pay Teachers, but you have to look for the most appropriate ones, because not all of them are easy to be adjusted. But if you are okay to pay some money for using ready-made lesson plans, that's probably one of the best resources. Okay. Yeah. And one second, please. Yeah. So that is pretty much with today's presentation. Let me just remind you that these live streams are provided by ITTT. And if you want to keep updated, keep in touch with us on any social media you prefer. And right now, first of all, I'm going to share this QR code, which gives you this 30% discount. You can also follow the link from the chat box. So if you follow it, you will get this 30% discount of any ITTT TEFL courses. So if you want to learn a little bit more about teaching, and if you want to make teaching your career for life, feel free to check out our courses. But right now, let's have a Q&A session so that I could answer your questions if you have any, and maybe you have any specific questions related to TEFL teaching, online teaching, whatever. Just feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll try my best to help you out. And right now, let me just check out the comments that are on the chat right now. Okay. All right, so I can see that there are still many people from various locations. That's cool, guys. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate your interest, and I try my best to share useful content. And I hope that some of today's points were interesting and helpful. So feel free to ask me any questions related to today's presentation. If you didn't understand anything, or if you want me to dwell upon something again. All right. So Jose, if I pronounce the name correctly, says that, yeah, there is a Netflix show. Yeah, that's right. Actually, you can find documentaries and TV shows which can be also adjusted to your English lessons. And by the way, let me just show you some materials. Yeah, from my computer. I'm not sure that I can do that right now, but I'll try my best, because I also bought some ready-made lesson plans, some ready-made lessons from another teacher. And she also focuses her lessons on specific videos, and sometimes on even TV shows, and they are super interesting. Let me just share it. Yeah, it's here. So I hope I can do that. How can I share my screen? Oh yeah, here we go. So this is my folder where I store lessons, and that teacher created a lesson based on a TV show from Netflix. It is called Dash and Lily, and it was launched before Christmas. So the general topic of the lessons, so it was not just one lesson, it was like a sequence of lessons. It was related to the topic of Christmas, and it was super nice. My students really enjoyed that those classes. So before the lesson, they watched one TV series. They watched one episode, and then we had like a discussion. So for example, here, let's change the slide. Yeah. And because the video was related to, not the video, the lesson was like circled around some specific vocabulary ideas, and also it was full with different useful vocabulary. That teacher who created this lesson decided to use the video materials as listening comprehension. So she created such tasks where students needed to fill out the gaps using some specific words from the video. And before filling out the gaps, we learned some vocabulary, discussed the vocabulary which was used in the video, and yeah, like that. So that's it. So it's another option of how to organize your lessons around video materials. And let me just check the chat box right now. If you have already had your TEFL certificate, you can think about narrowing down your field. For example, if you prefer to teach teenagers or young children, you could look at teaching young learners certificates. Or if you want to switch to the online teaching mode, for example, it's an idea to look at the online teaching classes as well. So we've got different types of certificates. If you're interested in learning how to teach online, there is such a course as well. You can check it out following the link from the chat box. So if you follow the link, the previous to this question, you can check out all of the possible courses that ITTT provides. And as for some other ways to learn about teaching, I'd probably recommend you just checking out some Cambridge resources, because they provide interesting information on how to teach, like teaching approaches, methodologies, and stuff like that. Also, I actually did some previous live streams related to further education. So if you want to develop as a teacher, you can also check out one of those videos, one of those live streams. We store the recordings on our Facebook account and on YouTube. Just feel free to look at them. I think that you can find something useful there as well. For example, massive online courses is an option as well, especially if you don't want to pay any extra money. Yeah, you can just observe classes, observe lessons, and yeah, just have it as some experience, as some learning experience. All right, thanks a lot for your feedback. I really appreciate your feedbacks. So if you find my live streams useful, yeah, I always find it helpful if you say some good words to me. Thanks a lot, guys. And I think that the time is actually up. If you don't have any further questions, I think it's time to say goodbye. Thanks a lot for coming today. And by the way, today's topic was suggested by one of our fans. So I'm not sure if Alexei is here today, but he suggested me doing this live stream to tell you about using video materials. And I'd like to mention that if you have any suggestions for the topics, for some future live streams, if you want to know something particular from me, just feel free to share your ideas and I'll try my best to address them and create some live streams based on your ideas as well. So thanks for joining me today. Hope to see you soon, guys. And yeah, have a good week. See you next time. Bye bye.